So
these are pizza pies.
Yeah, so this is Arthur came up with this idea, which I really like.
Green peppers and the
yeah,
it's
it's
you have to it's a kind of a Technicolor pizza pie.
well, I wanted to make it really clear to be holding it.
Yeah, that looks good.
So right, because one of the problems with talking about economics is people. The majority of people have a problem with numbers to begin with. And then when people write about numbers, they often play really fast and loose with statistics, which bothers me no end. They'll say things like 50% of all people, have trouble paying their mortgage. Well, I mean, and that's not really good because, is it every year? Is it averaged over 10 years? I mean, anyway. So one of the, and this is another area, you try and find, this is a graph representing the income distribution in this country, and you try and get numbers, really hard numbers on this. It can be difficult, but these are fairly accurate. I believe there's
right in the ballpark accurate, not wildly off.
There's a
like
professor
10% or something like that.
There's a professor at the University of California at Berkeley.
Wouldn't you know it?
Named Emmanuel Saez that has done a lot.
You'll know. If he knows John Yoo. John Yoo teaches at Berkeley, and he suffered to live. He's still not been.
But anyway, this Professor Saez, you'll see him referred to a lot. When you're trying to find statistics, you'll find him being referred to for graphs. But then I've looked at the census figures, the government census figures, and they're similar to this. So I think we're close if this isn't exactly right.
Say 5%.
So
one way or the other.
What we're going to imagine here is that this is a pizza, okay? And we're going to say let's imagine a country of 100 people.
Let's imagine this country, which is what this is about.
This is the U.S. in 2007. You have to accept, you can't always have the absolute up-to-date figures. So there's 100 people in the United States, and they're going to share this pizza. So how are they sharing? This is their income. Okay, we're going to get to wealth later. But this is the income.
1 year.
This is 1 year of income.
Every dime that you, us, everybody in this country makes. Total accumulated income of the United States for 1 year.
Okay, so
this is how it's split up.
So the 100 people line up to have their share of the pizza pie, right? Okay, so
it's delivered once a year. Maybe it's delivered on the 31st, a New Year's Eve party, and it's 100 people. And here's the pizza.
That's right. Here's your share.
Yeah,
right.
Here's your share.
Okay, so
for a year, next year.
Okay, the first person in line.
One person.
A quarter. There you go, Arthur.
Very generous. Oh, thank you. Now look, I'm trying to lose weight.
Okay. So, all right, now think how the 99 people and the rest of the line. Imagine being the 99 people. Wow. Okay, that hog in the front of the line just took a quarter of the pizza. Okay?
A quarter. For me, one person. 99 people left to feed. What if we had a buffet and that was the only thing on it? First guy cuts himself a quarter. One person.
Okay, then the next 9 people take another quarter. But what's interesting, that seems like a whole lot, that the top 10% take half the pie, is what we're saying here. But look at what happens between the number 1 and one of these guys. Look at the difference already.
You're talking medium-sized business owners, doctors, lawyers, pharmacists.
Here, in this one. These are the CEOs,
don't even
hedge fund managers.
Yeah, right. This is the one. Wall Street, bankers.
Right. Okay, so I'm not going to pull all these guys off because I think you can get the message. We've got 90 people left in line.
And here's what the other 90 get.
Half. 90 people. So
10
people.
Did you ever try to divide a pizza for a half pizza, a half a pie? Did you ever try to cut it 90 slices?
Arthur asked me to cut.
Hold up one
wedge.
of those little slices. This is one of the.
This is a privileged. Okay.
That's their piece.
So this is 9. This would be about. Yeah, I don't even want to go there, but I mean, I was trying to. I decided trying to cut a sliver off this would be too hard. Okay.
It's like a smiley face or a watermelon.
Watermelon. So I like this because it makes it graphic. Okay, there's one person.
That's me. Oink. Oink. That's the 1% of this population gets a quarter of the yearly income. 25%. From 1%. What is that? Say we have 300 million people. Do the math. I can't. I was awful with numbers. If the population rounded off to 300 million people, well, you can't really do that. It's the
3 million?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of people.
3 million people. But you know what? That's less than the population of Dallas, the greater Dallas area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Get my quarter back.
So, all right. So that's,
3 million people in this country of over 300 million take a quarter of the income in a year.
So that seems pretty outrageous, right?
I mean, this is a democracy. Everybody. What happened to rags to riches? Sounds
Right.
like somebody's rich and a hell of a lot of people aren't.
It doesn't seem very equal. I'll say that much. Okay, but when you get to wealth, that makes this look fair.
Buckle your seatbelts.
Okay, this is the wealth chart, and we did the same thing. So we, and I didn't write the actual numbers on here, so I've got it down here. Okay, so we got our pie. We got 100 people, and this is the wealth. What do you own? So you put all your assets together and subtract all your the things you owe, your debts.
You know, your
So what is your
magazine
wealth?
collection, your
That's right. Your tennis shoes.
your tennis shoes, you know, with depreciation, talking in ways that most of us can understand.
Okay, so here we go. Once again, all the 100 people line up.
All the wealth.
Let's share the wealth, right? Okay, so here's the first person. Okay. Now, you know what? That looks bigger to me.
It does look bigger, doesn't it?
Here's your income.
Yearly income, yeah.
So here's your income, but your share of the wealth is even
You can't
bigger.
really see
I
it.
know.
Yeah, but
it's even bigger.
It is bigger.
It's bigger. We'll
How
just say
big
that
is it?
much. Okay? So you got a quarter of the income, but you have 34% of the wealth.
Over a third. Top 1%. I come up to the pizza and slice myself a little over a third of the pie this time. Not a quarter. Over a third. So good.
Okay, so how about the next 9 people? Remember
how about 'em?
the
Who
next 9
cares?
people who got, the same, they got that same percentage, about a quarter of the income, right? Okay. Now, those next 9 people, their percentage is even bigger than the 1%. They've got about 38%.
Wow.
Okay, but you put these two together, you've got 3/4 of the wealth goes to the top 10%.
10 people.
Or belongs to the top 10 people.
How much?
75%.
75%.
Well, 72%.
72% of the pie goes to 10 people.
Okay.
But how many do we have left to feed now?
90?
90%? Have to divide. How much of the pie is left? Oh, wait, you got another little sliver there. What's that?
28. We have 28% of the pie left for 90 people.
Gee, somebody's going to go hungry.
Okay. Now, if you take, and see, we could have done this with the income statistics too, because, it would be kind of like this. You get down to the bottom and, the income is like this. Okay. So now we'll feed 40 people, which will bring us to half the population.
Half the American population.
This is half the American population.
Let's say 50 people at our pizza party.
Owns 97.5% of the wealth.
Half.
Here's
Half the people.
here's the
Who cares?
here's the lowest.
Jesus said you will always have the
50%.
poor with you.
That's right. Okay.
Wait a minute now. I'm gotten muddled here. What have we got? How much of the pizza has been used up?
Okay. That's 10%. This is 50%.
50% of the pizza goes to
97.5% No,
No, wait.
98%
98% of all wealth
is in half. The
is in half the population.
Yeah, 2.5% is the lower half. That means half the population basically owns nothing.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, roink, roink, from purple mountain majesty, above thy fruited
And these are like 2007
plains.
figures. I'm sure it's worse now because in the old, people thought they owned their homes. But think about it. Do you own your car? Of course you don't own your car. Isn't that what people make the joke? The reason that you have drive-throughs at the banks is so that the cars can visit their real owners.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't own our cars. We don't own our houses, and those are the main things we own. Maybe we own our washing machines, And like I said, our tennis.
Watch what'll happen.
That's right. And our tennis shoes. We own our tennis shoes.
They don't want those.